Hey guys, so today we are talking about periodic table of elements. So we're going to go ahead and do the notes that go along with those. So have your journals out. I am on page 20. So I have my 8-man notes here. Friday's due now. And now I'm on page 20. So I'm going to go ahead and write my title. All right, so periodic table vocab is what you should have there. So our first word is periodic table. And it is a table of chemical elements arranged by atomic number. Remember, we talked about it. That's that number up here. All right, and a key thing to remember here is similar atomic structures, are in columns. Okay, so that is our first word. All right, next is atomic number. So this is one that we are familiar with. All right, and that is just the number of protons in the nucleus. All right, next we have reactivity. Okay, and that is the tendency of a chemical reaction. So in chemical reactions are when it changes from its, from whatever it is. So for example, if I have a sheet of paper and I light it on fire, then at that point it's ashes, it's not regular paper anymore. You can think of it as baking something. It changes the chemical composition of it. You can think of it as a chair outside rusting if it gets rained on. So all of those would be examples of chemical reactions. And the reactivity just measures how that is. Okay, so the next one is metals. Okay, and so metals are solid, typically hard, shiny, malleable, fusible, ductile. Sorry, y'all, I don't put dots on my eyes, but anyways. And they are good conductors of heat and electricity. All right, and then next we have groups and families. All right, so groups and families, they are columns of elements. And there are 18 of them total. And columns go up and down like that. Okay, and then in addition to that, we have periods, and those are the rows, so they go from left to right. All right, so they are rows on the periodic table. There's 8 total. And rows 2 through 7 start with alkali metals. All right, so let me scoop my notebook up just a little bit. All right, and so the next we have alkali metals, what we were just talking about. All right, so alkali metals are very reactive. They will lose a valence electron to become a compound. And remember, valence electrons are the electrons on the outermost shell. Those are the ones that I said sometimes we can mark those with a little star. All right, and then we have nonmetals. All right, so nonmetals are opposite, obviously, of metals. All right, so they form acidic oxides, acids, and stable compounds with hydrogen. I'm running out of space on my desk. Alrighty. And then we have metalloids. And their properties are in between metals and nonmetals. So they're kind of like a combination or in the middle of them. All right, and then we have noble gases. All right, and they are most stable and have the most valence electrons. Barely fit. All right, and then our last one is transition metals. All right, and transition metals have metallic elements with electrons in 2 shells, not 1. They're also good conductors. Of heat and electricity. And then we'll talk more about these different types of elements once we get a little further into periodic table. So if you guys did not finish these notes, because I know it was kind of long, but if you didn't finish them, then make sure you check this video out later so that you can get them in your journal. You will need them for pretty much everything that we're doing this week. And then at the end of this week, I will be taking a grade on all of your notes. So keep that in mind. And